I do apologize for the shaking camera, but there's no other way to do it. What I'm going to do is be underneath that thing. That is very heavy. Those are two square tiles, basically. They're a little bit different, but they're basically the same. One is perfect because it's not cut. The one furthest away is cut. That's why I'm shining a light on this table. Here's what I'm going to use to show you what's underneath there. There's another tile, but I use that as a setup. Thing in the corner is irrelevant, but underneath is what I'm going to use. But I'm not an octopus. I'm holding a flashlight and a camera, a cell phone. It's tough to do. That's why I'm putting it down right there so I can see what's inside it. I already know what's inside it. It's just tough. I have to pull it towards me, and I don't want to do it. So now I want to show you. I could lift those plates up, make it easier, but the reason I have the plates on there is because they're already on there. It's really bright. Now it's a little bit dimmer so you can see it better. Underneath of it is a cat litter box, but I have 3 tiles basically caulked together. But I wanted to use those as a step as well, but the step I showed you in the previous video is the step I really wanted. I'm going to put concrete. That's what's inside there. It just sucks I have to put the cell phone down. Now you can see what that's concrete. You can't see it, but it's in there. There's concrete in that cat litter box on top of paper, but there's 3 plates. You can just see the edge of it right there. It's right there, the edge of it. Those are tiles underneath there, but concrete's on top of it. I got just enough concrete to make something out of it. Basically, I have them upside down and backwards because I already have them caulked together. It's tough to tell. That's a little bit dimmer of a light. It is better to tell because there's 3 settings on this flashlight. That's the dimmest one. But there it is. There's the tile. You can see much better the corner of it. See if I hold it up like a chandelier. There is a light in this room, by the way. It's right there, but I'm not turning it on. And then here's the tile, which is perfect tile, which anybody would want on their floors, basically. Even outside, it's perfect. Here's the other set of tile that matches that one. And here's the other set of tiles, which matches nothing. Those are perfect squares. I have a 3rd one of those upstairs. And then there's 3 of those right there. But I don't want to touch that yet because if you get it wet, if you get that concrete wet, it's concrete. It's permanent. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna figure out that tomorrow. But I can't do it in the dark because you see that light out that back? It's completely dark. There's the rest of the tiles that I'm gonna use eventually. So now I can do it easier now that I have it closer to me. Now I have the flashlight where I want it, on my wrist. Now I can use it a lot easier because it's already attached to me. Right, so now I can easily close that thing. See how I just slid it? I have it on now I want it to cover that so nothing gets in there. I don't want any wetness at all getting in there. Nothing, 0. So now I have it completely covered. I like to have things completely square though. It's close enough as long as there's no water getting in. Mm-hmm. I got the lid completely locked on. And square for a dinner table. This is an actual dining room, but nobody's eaten there for years. But eventually, we're going to be putting a tablecloth on top of that thing because you don't want tile on top of wood. You'll never get the wood out of this house. You'd have to take it out in pieces. That's why everything is built in pieces. Oh, by the way, that's a fender box right there. That's a $770 thing of vermouth. That is a bass guitar. It's got an indestructible case worthy of 300 pounds of pressure. Here's where the lid came from, which is all the toys, which I'm going to use: volleyball, soccer balls, tennis balls, hockey balls, any kind of balls you want. And here's my main method of transportation. It's called a cart. It's kind of like a beach cart, but I had to empty it to make it movable. It's got the wheels perfect. I hate moving cameras. That's why I'm trying to keep it as still as possible. I mean, that thing, nice. Just costs money, but it's easier. It's easier to drag around, but even that thing's heavy when you have to lift it up the steps, which are out front. Because I'll just show you. Because here's a hockey ball, which I'm using as my sport for the day. Here's all the sporting equipment again. Oh, he's got all kinds of stuff. Hockey ball. That thing I used as a serving tray for years. That's a Spalding volleyball. It's perfect. I got to pump everything in here. All the stuff that you don't want. Hockey balls, tennis rackets. We have it all. Racket balls. All the sporting equipment. There's ski boots, which aren't mine. Ski board or whatever those things are called. I could never do that. That's impossible. That's impossible for me. That's somebody else's. And there's our dinner table in the back. Eventually I'm going to put a thing on there. That is the dining room at this house. It looks kind of nice from this angle, but it's disgusting. The floor had a dog in here. The dog was making mistakes. Dogs make mistakes. That's why it doesn't look so good. All you need is, somebody to clean it up, which I can't do. It's just too big. That thing right there, I have no idea why, but it's called a ski machine, but it's not out of its box. It's laying on the floor. That thing is really heavy. Because when I had my previous video, I set up a solar panel on that table. Then gave it away to somebody else. Oh, by the way, that's a grandfather clock. It's set to 8:30 for a reason. Because that's the bathroom right there upstairs. I live in the thing directly above it. I'm directly above that clock.